everybody, we are home from Tucson. Yes, we are. It's 2024. Can you believe it? Man, it's crazy how time flies. Hey, you guys, we are drawing the My Chow Club surprise box for January, so you guys stay tuned and let's get this day started. Good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome all you new folks and welcome back everybody to Loving It on Keto. Oh, we are home, cleaned out the refrigerator in our Vita, brought in all the stuff, so I've got to do the things, the laundry, all those good things. We're having leftovers, so you have to stay and see what I'm going to be making with those today. But you guys, thank you all so much for the presents and the wonderful cards that we got for Christmas and for the holidays. You guys, I want to just thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I loved them, read every single one of them. They're absolutely precious to us. Yes, they are. But Eileen, thank you so much for my calendar. I was so worried you retired and you weren't going to be doing these anymore. This is my all-time favorite calendar in the entire universe. A little teeny one I can put on my refrigerator.
That's weird. That's the one she uses for everything, and the big one.
I do. I don't use the big one anymore. Mom used to get big ones all the time. At work I had a big one, but I like that little one. It's great. And I even have Keto Chow marked on it. We're going to draw it. So you guys stay tuned for that. Yes, sirree. You guys, we met so many new friends face to face at the meetup. It was wonderful. We had a great time, especially for an impromptu meetup in the middle of a work week. After the holidays, right?
I know, surprised.
It was. I was too, you guys. It was so nice to meet each and every one of you. We're going to show our picture, and thank you, Chris and Miriam, for suggesting it. It was a great idea, but here's a picture of all of us. Here's the gang at the meetup. Something I've noticed about real barbecue places is they don't spend a lot of money on the size of their property and on the property, but they do make good stuff. But something I learned lesson learned that we need to be doing more often, Harry and I, and especially when we start doing more meetups, we need to ask them ahead of time, what are the ingredients? Do they use just dry rub? Do they use sauce as part of it? You know, how much sugar is in each, etc. Chris had some really good questions that he asked, and I'm really glad he did, because that made a difference on which meats we ordered for Harry and I anyway, and for them as well. You always you don't want to take anything for granted, even at a barbecue, because the secret ingredients usually contain some kind of sugar, and usually it's just the outside part, right? But still, you need to find those things out. But we had a great time, you guys. We really did. And in Tucson, and it rained the night before, and I was really worried about that, but it was crisp, cool, and clear. So that worked out really, really well. Hey, you guys, Harry and I want to go see Wonka. Yes, we do. And so I bought the matinee tickets, because if you get them before 3, you get to go in for less money. And so that's what I did. So we've got tickets for the 1:40 show. So we've got to eat really quick and get out the door. We also have some things we need to drop off. Got to go to the post office box. Got to do all the things. Yes, I do, but I'm going to bring you guys along with me, including got to make some bread later today. And all the things. So you guys come back in the next segment when I get my leftovers out, which happens to be steak, yes it does, and some cheese from the holidays, and make something of it for Harry and my breakfast. Hey you guys, we are having leftovers, and I'm going to make a skillet. I have got chopped steak. This was ribeye. So I chopped it up, left the fatty part of it on. I'm putting that in the skillet, in the pan. Yes, I am, to warm that up. I've got some leftover baby pepperonis, and I want to get them in and cooked before they go bad. Trying to use all the stuff that we got. Yep, that looks good. I don't want there. So put some baby pepperonis on that. Yeah, I do. And Sally wants a piece. You want a piece of steak, honey?
Yes, I want a piece of steak. I'll take a piece of steak right now.
Okay.
Steak. Can I have another one?
Sure. Gotta chew it. Gotta chew it.
Oh, second steak. Even better. How about some more?
No, I'm gonna save some for you, honey. I'm gonna save some on your dish. So I need Dad to move out of the way. Papa needs to move so I can get some of this steak for you. Put a couple pieces on her little dish. And we'll cut that up for her. Okay, so I've saved some for you. I've got that going, and then I'm gonna put some bacon crumbles on this. So it's gonna be a meat lover's delight.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
no
it
kidding,
is.
man.
Put a little bit of bacon in there. Look at that, you guys. Nice, right? It's gonna taste delish. Oh, you want a little piece of bacon?
Yes, please. One piece of bacon.
Okay.
2 pieces of bacon.
Two? Okay, there's a big piece of bacon.
Oh, we don't the first bit of bacon.
Okay, can't have too much bacon because it's very fatty. And your puppy doctor said you can't have too much because it will make you sick. It give you fatty liver, pancreatitis.
Yeah, and you're pretty small.
Yeah. Okay. We did like a little charcuterie with us in our Vita. So I've got some cheese left. I'm gonna put on later. Put a little bit of this on there. Try to use up as much of my stuff as possible, you guys. Freeze anything that's not already open.
Look at what's left.
Well, we had that though from Christmas to New Year's, so we've had that, you know, long enough to nosh on it. Yeah, we've been staying keto, but we've been eating high-fat keto.
Yeah, that's
Overindulging in the delicious
I'm afraid to weigh myself.
cured meats, the delicious fun stuff, right? So I'm just gonna heat this up. I'm gonna put a few eggs in there once I get this heated. Cover it with cheese. Oh yeah. Yep. This is, we'll probably only eat one meal. Now, I bought bologna for Harry because he wanted bologna, and I bought liverwurst for me, and we did not have time to make bread. One of the things we did do in our Vita is Harry bought me a thermometer internal that you put in the stove. You guys, the reason why stuff hasn't been cooking right in my stove is because it's almost 100 degrees off. If I want it to be 350 degrees, I have to set it to 450 degrees. So I made cookies, my cookie recipe, and I just took some to everybody to taste at the meetup, but I had to cook them. I turned it to 350 and nothing was happening. And you know, they're drop cookies. And I'm looking at them and they're not flattening, they're not cooking, nothing's happening. So by the time I turned it up to 450 and left it for like 15 minutes, it got up to 350 internal temperature and the cookies actually cooked. But yeah, that's crazy. I've got to figure out if there's a way. I've got to call the manufacturer and see if Grand Design, if there's a way to calibrate that oven. Now I already have a pizza stone in there that is round on the bottom at the last rack right above where the long fire comes out.
What
right?
is that supposed to do?
It's supposed to heat the oven more evenly.
Oh.
Distribute it, and it covers the whole top rack. So you get that hot, right? And it helps keep the oven warm, hot. So I gotta figure that out. Look at these little baby pepperonis in there. Aren't they cute? Look at those. They're right there. There's the babies. I don't throw away food these days, you guys, I'm telling you. Everything is getting so darn expensive. That's crazy. It's crazy. And I hear they're raising the price of living wages, which makes sense. Unfortunately, then they have to raise the cost of food to match what they pay their employees in raises. So it's this catch-22 going on, right?
Yeah, California just raised to $20.
$20 an hour, so be prepared for a $30 Big Mac. You know?
Yeah.
Or $25 Big Mac. I think it's already up there. I'm gonna put a little bit of my Chef's Blend, Redmond Real Salt Chef's Blend in here. Not too much, but the steak needs a little salt. And I just like that barbecue-y smell. Man, that smells good. I don't want too many eggs in here because it's meat-centric today.
You know, I like eggs.
I know you do, honey. We'll get you some eggs too. How's that? Do you like cheese?
Oh, yes, Mama, I love cheese. Can I have some cheese?
You want some? Okay, I'll give you some. Okay, sit down. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. Let me do this side. Let me shake hands. She says, where's the cheese?
Can I have some more?
Yes. Okay, I'll put some on your plate for later.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for some on the floor.
Okay. You do that. Clean up for me, please. Now.
How many are you doing?
I don't know, like 4. We don't need a lot because there's a ton in already. How many did you want?
That's good.
4?
I was afraid you were only going to put in 2.
Oh, no. 4. And just some cheese. I think this is the Swiss cheese. By the holes. I'm looking at the holes. Just saying.
When I was a little kid, my dad told me the reason why there was holes in the cheese was because they thought they could save money by not putting as much cheese into the, you know, they could charge you more.
That makes sense. My mom told me a
He
mouse
laughed at
ate it.
me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Because of what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. We're going to let this all steam and cook. I'm going to clean up, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to plate our meat lovers and cheese and egg skillet. So you guys come back in a minute, excitement when we plate this bad boy up.
Who's the bad boy?
Papa is. Come check it out. I put PLUCK original seasoning on it when I checked the eggs to see if they were done. That's what's sprinkled all over the top. Yes, it is. So now I'm going to cut it across. Oh yeah. I'm going to go to this side first. 2 eggs and some meat. And this is Harry's. Ooh, you guys, this smells fantastic. Look at all those babies. Get all those little babies out. Yes, indeed. And then I made some simple dip, some with salsa and garlic and sour cream. So I'm just going to put some on. I made this for our pork rinds that we had with our charcuterie, didn't I, Harry?
Yep.
I'm going to put a little bit more for you.
It's very tasty.
It's very good.
Brings a whole new level to the word pork rind.
It does, but you guys, look at this delicious. That's how you remake leftovers. It is a meat lover skillet with ribeye steak, bacon bits, and mini pepperonis with eggs and Swiss cheese all melted together with a delicious salsa sour cream mix on top. But you guys know what that means? Gotta go eat now. Yes, indeed. And the good news is we don't have far to travel.
Right?
Here's yours. Here's mine. What do you want to drink? There's coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna have coffee.
Okay. Hey everybody, we are back from the movie Wonka, and I was very pleased with it. There was just enough of the musical to tie in with the other Willy Wonka movies. It was not overdone. It was not over... it had a very good storyline from start to finish. I think it was a very good movie. I think it was something that someone a child could understand, as well as an adult. I think it had a great story to it. I think the colors were spectacular and beautiful. There was just enough whimsical, magical stuff in there that I think it was a great family movie. Don't you, Harry?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised at how long it was, considering I didn't feel there were gaps. I didn't feel there was like, oh, how long is this going to go on? Some of the fight scenes that you see in some of the movies, you know, I think they did a really good job all the way around, and I really, really enjoyed it. Did you, Harry?
Yeah, it had a constant story going.
Yes, it did.
One end to the other. It wasn't like a bunch of special effects stuff. I mean, it had special effects in there, but it wasn't like that was the most important thing in the movie, which I hate. I like story. Right.
Anyway, you guys, I need to make bread. Yes, I do, so I can make Harry his bologna and cheese sandwich. Yes, I do. And I have liverwurst in there that I want a liverwurst sandwich for tomorrow. So you guys, we are making my Keto egg white protein buttermilk bread version 2.0. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The difference between 1 and 2 is instead of xanthan gum, I use beef gelatin. This is, as far as I'm concerned, my best recipe. It is delicious. It's the most texture and the moistness like bread. It's not styrofoamy. I can use it for any recipe that calls for bread, including a breakfast casserole, including bread pudding, including stuffing and or dressing. So I love this buttermilk bread. So you guys, even if you don't like buttermilk, you don't taste it, it adds the consistency and that moistness and all the good stuff without tasting like buttermilk. Yes, yes it does. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna make it. One thing you need to note, and I think I say at the bottom, you can replace egg yolk powder with a raw egg yolk. And you can replace butter powder with real melted cooled butter, and I have that on the recipe. I will post this in the comments once I can't post it ahead of time. The video has to go up and we're usually asleep by then. So you guys stay tuned for my recipe, and we are choosing the My Chow Surprise Club box for January winner after this. So you guys, come on, let's get started. So I would split my bread making into 2 parts. The parts that are non-fat that cause me to be able to whip my egg whites into stiff peaks, and the fat part that I add after I have stiff peaks, if that makes sense. So the part that all has fats in it, I'm gonna do and put in this little bowl. So you guys, I like measuring my breads on the scale, but if you don't have a scale, use a tablespoon. Don't smash it in, just use a tablespoon. So I'm going to use my buttermilk powder, and a tablespoon of buttermilk powder is about 9 grams. It's just heavier than the other fats that I'm going to be using. There you go. I am going to be using egg yolk powder. Like I said, you can use real egg yolks, and there's information on how to do that in the recipe. So if you don't have the egg yolk powder, use a real egg yolk, put it in at the end. So we need 6 grams or a tablespoon of egg yolk powder. Oops. There you go. 6. We need 6 grams buttermilk powder or a tablespoon. And like I said, you can use real melted then cooled powder, real butter at the very, very end. So let's do 6 grams. There we go. And then I like, oops, I got butter powder everywhere. Zero it out. I like putting in anywhere from 1 to 3 teaspoons of nutritional yeast. It gives a nutty, delicious flavor, adds flavor, and it gives you your vitamin B vitamins to it. So I just put in a little bit of that, and I'm gonna set this aside. And I'm gonna put my scale that I made a mess out of over here just a second. Let me clean it because I'm gonna be using it again for my egg white protein powder. So, got this here. So I'm gonna set that aside. Now, in my mixing bowl, 1.5 cups of water, and I use my clear measuring so I can get right on the line, 1.5 cups of water. I'm gonna put a teaspoon of Redmond Real salt in it. I'm going to put a tablespoon allulose, 1 tablespoon of allulose. I am going to use a teaspoon, a level teaspoon of cream of tartar. And I'm going to use a tablespoon of gelatin. Now, do not use, come back to me a minute, do not use the same tablespoon you just measured all the fats with. If you do, and you've got fat on it, the egg whites will not peak as nice. So you have to use a separate one. And it will. The egg whites are very, very picky. Very picky. So, tablespoon gelatin. I use beef gelatin. You can use Knox gelatin, whatever gelatin you have. That's what I've got. I want to stir this up real quick. Get everything off the bottom of the bowl. Now, I want to get my scale. I want to zero it out. I want it on grams. And I'm going to reverse add, which means it's going to minus it, but I want 120 grams. So Harry, come look at the grammage,
no,
the gram weight.
If you're going to minus it.
Right. So there's 34, probably 76, 64. Looking for 120. Oops. There you go. 120 grams of egg white protein powder. I use the Now brand. It's the bright orange container. I really like it. That's what I seem to use the most. It's, to me, I really like it, and I've never had an issue with it. I just want to beat this. Let's get it started. Everything is right-handed, so I gotta switch it around. Put it on. Oh, my hands are really bad, you guys. I ate too many almond things over the holidays and I'm paying for it. Oh, yes, I am. Aren't I, Harry?
Yep. Like having carpal tunnel.
Yes, it is. Okay, you want to make stiff peaks with this. So, you guys, turn it on and let her go. Then I'm going to put everything away. Turn this on low and put your fats in here. This is your buttermilk, your buttered powder, your egg white, your egg yolk. Yes, indeed. Then I turn it on for 10 seconds to beat it off the beater and blend it really good. I count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now it goes into the pan. Yes, it does. Watch your ears. I swear I think it's gotten a different shape, a different shape from me beating everything.
Oh yeah, it's changing.
Is it?
Yep.
Morphing?
Yep.
It's kind of a elongated one, but I love it. I love this beater. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Now what you want to make sure that you do is you want to, nifty little tool I was gifted. Yes, indeed. You want to take the sides, you want to take your spatula, go around the sides, get to the bottom, kind of stir it gently. You guys, just to get everything from the sides thoroughly mixed. I have my oven preheated to 325. I've got a bread pan lined. I'm just going to fill it full of this lovely, lovely bread batter dough. Bread dough, bread batter, whatever you want to call it. It's delicious, isn't it, Harry?
Yep.
I take my clips off. Just gently push it into the corners. You don't want to smash it down because you want it to be able to rise, but you want to get rid of any big air pockets that are in it. So it's a fine line that you're dealing with. And if there's a hole in there in your bread, it's no big deal, I don't think. But I'm missing my bread. I want some sandwiches. I want toast in the morning with my eggs, right? Getting back on track and having my toast. Toast and I love buttered toast and tea. The little teeny weeny bit of keto jam. So good, so delicious. It starts to fall a little bit because you've got fats in it, and that does have an effect on the egg whites, but it will rise better in your oven. Yes, it will. Another thing is any crease that's on this, a firm crease or a line, can cause it to actually come away from the other side, so you get a split in it, which is something that happens quite often. It will shrink just a little bit, which is fine. I don't have a problem with the little bit of shrinkage because I like it to be able to go in, but isn't that pretty, you guys? So let's see how that does in the oven for 30 minutes. There we go. There you have it. Come back in 30 minutes when we've got my buttermilk bread version 2.0, my favorite. Yes, indeed. This is a random comment picker from YouTube, you guys, and we are going to draw the My Chow Club surprise box for January. You need to live in the United States of America and or Canada in order to win. So you guys, on your mark, get set, go! Lydia Devagan, 1773. Lydia, you are the winner. Happy New Year. I just got my salty order. Yay! Hashtag chow. So you guys, we'll come back in the next segment when my bread is done. One thing I want to share with everybody, we use white vinegar and water solution.
50-50 mix.
50-50 after we scrub all of our pans and stuff because it gets, there he is. Hold please. Sorry, our neighbor from across the street gets our packages and stuff while we're gone, and he brought over our packages. Anyway, this is not Lysol. This is vinegar and water.
It's
and
not
you guys,
409, yeah.
No. What it does is it takes any grease and product off of your bowl and your mixer bowl and your paddle and everything. Because vinegar actually is like cream of tartar. It actually helps to...
cream of tartar?
Yeah, cream of tartar in your egg whites. So it helps get the soap suds off, helps cut the grease, and it makes everything beautiful and shiny so we don't have to worry about any residue on here, and you get really nice peaks from it. So I just wanted to tell you.
Well, you know, that stuff is the secret, basically somewhat the secret ingredient in, what's that called? That stuff that breaks away lime and stuff on your faucets.
CSR,
Yeah.
CSR, CRS, CSR.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, I gotta get my bread out. Oh. Yes, indeed. And this is gonna shrink just a little bit, which is fine, but you guys, I'm loving my bread, and I have gotten to where I have only used a tablespoon of allulose. When we first started, we used a heck of a lot more, and I just find that I get just enough color and texture to get a little brown crust, and it's saving me money, because who doesn't want to save money these days? Seriously.
Right.
And if you have chickens, I would use a raw egg yolk, and I would use real cooled butter at the end instead of the powdered egg yolk and the powdered butter. You can also use egg whites, real eggs, if you have a ton of chickens. I'm just saying, there's lots of ways to make this bread, but it's the egg yolk, the butter, and the buttermilk, and the gelatin that make this chewy and soft and tender and delicious. Yes, indeed. So you guys, there's my loaf. It's gonna shrink just a little bit, which is good because it'll fit in the bread pan I have. And I'm not having any luck with bread pans. I'm stopping for a while because I've now had 3 Harry that are huge.
Yep.
And I just don't like them. So I'm using the one I have. That's all there is to it. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna move my bread over because while my bread was cooking, whoops, there's some crumbs. I don't wanna get crumbs on the Keto Chow box. Let me go this way. Okay. The winner of my Chow Surprise Club box for January is Lydia Devon 1773. So Lydia, what I need from you is I need you to send me an email at lovingitonketo@gmail.com. I need your full name, your address, and if you live in Canada, exactly how it needs to go on a label, because I'm not familiar with Canadian labeling and addresses, and a phone number in case there's an issue with delivery, they can call you direct. So get me that by, let's see, get me that by Monday the 8th. Okay? Once we get that, I will respond and let you know when we mail it. And congratulations, Lydia! Woo! Anyway, you guys, we are closing out the video today. Thank you so much for joining us. I will work on a calendar. Yes, I will. And hopefully my computer and my new software works with me. You guys, please remember to like, subscribe, ring that little bell, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you right here tomorrow. Sally's saying good night. Yes, she is. Oh, yes, she is. Would you like a beef and lamb carnivore dog?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm getting it.
Come on. I want it, please.
Okay, honey, just a minute.
Come on, Mom, give me one.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
On your mark, get set, go. Anyway, you guys, see you tomorrow. Good night.